Have you ever wondered about earning 34 lakhs in a year, traveling to different countries, meeting different sets of people, experiencing new life adventures, all as a part of your job, where one advice of yours could influence the whole organization's decision, functioning, structure, analytics, and a lot more? Think no further, as this team of 19 individuals of RCS would help you get there. Presenting to you Orientation of Ramjas Consulting Society 2021 with the theme Alumni to Freshers.
So now we are going to talk about the vision and aim that we have here at RCS. As you all know, it is highly imperative for any organization to have to have a predefined vision and aim which not only gives the members the clarity as to where exactly are they headed as a part of the organization, but also empowers them to make things happen together. And it is very rightly said that if you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. So just like every other highly driven and committed organization out there, RCS2 has a vision and aim set for its members. And that includes providing the highest level of service to its clients, to develop consulting specialists and provide top-notch consulting services, to provide the most practical solutions to all the complex problems that our clients might have. And not only this, but we also prepare students for consulting specific interviews through special knowledge sharing sessions. And lastly, we also provide students with guidance for creating perfect consulting oriented CVs and LinkedIn profiles, which are actually screened by industry stalwarts themselves.
When people hear the word consulting, they often think of Harvard MBAs advising enterprise businesses on corporate strategy. They think that being a consultant means obtaining difficult degrees and certifications from prestigious universities in order to land a competitive job at a top consulting firm. Some even think that it is a finance driven job. But let me tell you what consulting really is. Let's say you want to buy an outfit and you take advice from your friend. Now your friend advises you what clothes can you match it with, what accessories can you match it with, and what occasions could you wear it to. But consulting is a lot more than just giving advice. It's about providing information to a client, solving a client's problems, making a diagnosis, making recommendations based on diagnosis, assisting with implementation of recommended solutions, building a consensus and commitment around corrective actions, facilitating client learning, and finally, permanently improving organizational effectiveness. Consulting, this way, is divided into two broad categories: management consulting and niche consulting. Under niche consulting, there are diverse sectors like operation consulting, human resource, risk analysis, technology consulting, and a lot more.
So now there arises a very serious question. And that question is, how exactly can RCS help you achieve your breakthrough into the field of consulting? And to be very honest, this question does demand our urgent attention. To answer this question, we first need to know that what skills are consultants exactly expected to have. So just to simplify things, here we have a breakdown of such skills. So the two categories that we've divided the required skills in are technical skills and behavioral skills. Under the technical skills, we have the knowledge of having the knowledge of various financial and consulting concepts, the ability to form structured thinking, and being up to date with financial and industrial news. And not only this, one very important technical skill is tool-based knowledge. To be very specific, proficiency in MS Excel is mandatory for any consultant. Coming on to the behavioral skills, it includes the ability to communicate, one's ability to present their thoughts, and also getting to know the problem statement through research.
So now let's talk about expectations in consulting. Well, consulting is an extremely lucrative career. Working as a consultant gives you the chance of fetching high paying jobs, and a college graduate can expect an average LP of somewhere in the range of 5 to 10 lakhs. Another major advantage is networking. A career in consulting can provide you with extensive exposure besides giving you the chance of interacting with people from diverse backgrounds and top notch institutions and organizations. Oh, yes, there's more to it. Consulting is a flexible career option, meaning you can easily switch to any other industry depending upon your research and career growth. Now, let's jump into the most interesting stuff that you can expect out of consulting. For all those who are extremely fond of traveling, consulting provides you with a great opportunity of traveling around the world. Isn't that amazing? What RCS does for you. As a senior consultant at RCS, I can definitely vouch for the fact that RCS helps us all in innumerable ways that will later on be beneficial in building and shaping our personalities. So, to quickly begin with, solving case studies and guesstimates. We at RCS give a lot of heed to solving case studies and guesstimates. Thus, we ensure to hone your problem solving and analytical skills in order to help you crack placements at the top tier firms. Moving on to the next, we have mentorship sessions. We have 10 plus mentors on board with us and have had 5 plus mentor sessions. All of the mentors are either from top tier firms such as BCG, PwC, Accenture, or have studied from premier B schools. Now talking about partnership and collaborations. RCS has partnered with various groups and finance cells across India. A few of them include Hindu Consulting Group, 180DC, SRCC, Gargi College, etc. Moving forward, we have participation in case competitions pan-India as well as internationally. There are several case challenges and business competitions organized at national and international level by globally recognized B schools and companies such as KPMG, PwC, Harvard Business School, etc. Ramjas Consulting Society has time and again made us proud by bringing laurels and prestige to Ramjas. Furthermore, we have knowledge sharing sessions. The consultants here get to interact with their mentors and fellow peers to gain hands-on experience and knowledge in various skills and tools comprising of MS Excel, PowerPoint, etc. In fact, you'll be intrigued to know that these sessions aren't just limited to financial consulting, but also cover topics like investment banking and data analytics, which are often rendered to be of significant importance in today's world. Lastly, and most importantly, life projects. To gain insights into the corporate world and acquire practical exposure, we have so far completed 5 life projects covering the domains of market research, sales strategy, and startup funding advisory.
So I think everybody has a gist of what RCS does. So to give you guys a glimpse about the work, I'll briefly explain the department functions, right? So we basically have 5 departments in RCS. So the first one is training and development department, which holds session on finance, case solving, and other crucial soft skills like MS Excel, PowerPoint, etc. Second, moving on, we all know the importance connections hold in the corporate world, which is why RCS provides a mini replica of the same to give you guys the adequate amount of exposure. So we have the corporate outreach department, which focuses on bringing live projects and interacting with startups. Second, we have the partnerships and sponsorships department, which focuses on contacting student-run organizations, and it enhances your negotiation skills. Third one, we have the external operations department, which involves conducting mentorship sessions for the members as well as for the non-members, and by bringing on people who excel in their own field. Lastly, we have the research and marketing department, which focuses on our social media presence of the society, and it also helps members to work on research papers, articles, etc. Now, our society comprises of a diverse set of people, and it's not just limited to consulting. The members range from national level quizzers, international and national case winners, district level dancers, trained designers, national level speakers and debaters, etc. And this helps you to interact with them and learn from their experiences. Adding on to our laurels, we have a stellar record of 40 plus national and inter-college podium finishes and 70 plus finalist finishes. Now, podiums involve winning the first, second, or third prize in a competition. To name a few, we've been a finalist from India, reaching the top 8 in the Deloitte ASCM Globus runner-up. We've been a finalist in the Lava Mobile ENSA Challenge. We've been a pre-finalist in the Deloitte USI GSM. We hold second position in colleges like IIT Guwahati, Hindu, Stephens, etc. We hold third position in Shahid Sukhdev, KNC, Deen Dayal, DCAC, etc. We've also been finalists in prestigious colleges like SRCC and SPJIMR, and we hope to achieve many more in the coming years.
Now we shall highlight what sets us apart within Ramjas. There are many lucrative societies within our college, but where RCS comes out on top is the ecosystem of relationships that we have formed with many high-achieving individuals and other organizations. These individuals have been on board with us as mentors who help us bridge the gap between academic life and actual corporate scenario. We offer direct sessions with these mentors for technical skills and a deeper exploration into the real-life consulting world. A myriad of themes and topics have been covered, including, but not limited to finance, marketing, economics, and strategy. It would have been impossible for us to achieve such great heights without the help and inputs from these brilliant mentors. They are highly accomplished people working at top firms like Bain, BCG, Kearney, Goldman, PwC, and EY. This previous year has witnessed us onboarding over 10 new mentors, many belonging to some of the world's best B schools, including London Business School and HEC Paris, along with IIMs, ISB, and many others. These mentors have served as jury members in our flagship case competition, Queso Crypt, during our annual Fest Consultenza, and have helped guide our members in skill building and forging a better career track. If we look at our outside collaborations, there have been a significant number where we have partnered up for life projects, our annual Fest Consultenza, Knowledge, and so on. These organizations have helped us achieve a much wider reach amongst corporates and students all over the country. Our major partners include the most famous consulting and finance cells from major colleges like Hindu, SRCC, Gargi, Hansraj, and Shahid Sukhdev. A market research live project saw us collaborating with the Hindu Consulting Group, and many others have worked with us during Consultenza, case battles, and knowledge partnerships. We are now at one of the most important parts to be mentioned, our founders. Our society today, having a reputation of being one of the toughest societies to crack, was founded by a group of debonair individuals with the zeal and courage to do something extraordinary while in college. It is with their vision that the society can even simply exist today. Let's have a clearer look at their endeavors. Starting with the founding president, Suramya Kulshrestha, extremely motivated and clear in his ideologies and aspirations, and with a can-do attitude to bring them to life, Suramya is that team player who's always at his best game. Securing multiple placement offers both on and off campus in practically every domain, including consulting, audit and insurance, and financial advisory, he is currently working as an investment banking analyst at Duff & Phelps. Coming to our former general advisors, we have Aryan Singhal, highly skilled and an excellent leader. Scoring a 97.56 percentile in CAT, he is currently placed at Tres Vista as an analyst. Then we have Harish Agarwal, one of our college's leading CAT scorers and a whooping 99.18 percentiler. He bagged multiple placement offers and is currently working at Vadham, India as a business analyst. Moving on, our team can boast of being amongst the top placed people in the college, be it related to companies or pure numbers in terms of packages or the abundant number of domains that we just saw. RCS always comes out at the top. Placements, both on and off campus, are not just governed by ACADS. They require a learning ability and willingness and some very specific skills. It is with the help of these skills that we now present our placement report. Just this last year, our team achieved a 100% placement record, and things are only getting better. By far, as high as 11 out of 21 on-campus placements have been from RCS. Moving from 33% last year, 52% of placements this year have gone through Team RCS alone. Coming to internships, members of RCS have been interning with some major companies, including Urban Company, Front Row, EY, and many more. 5 of our team members made it to the final round of the D. Shaw Summer Internship Program, and many such successes are expected in the near future.
As it is well said that difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Your wait ends here. Here we officially announce the timeline of the RCS recruitment 2022. We can surely assure you that the week mentioned here will actually give you a real-life corporate experience, from wearing formals for the interviews to the types of questions that we are going to ask during the group activities and the personal interviews. Every round here sounds very common, but is unique in itself. For the very first round, you'll be asked to fill a Google form with several skill and personal information-based questions, including the resume submission. So, we request you to keep your CVs ready beforehand to avoid any last-minute hustle. The shortlisted candidates from round 1 will move to the round 2, which is said to be the group discussion round, but with a consulting and analytical twist in itself. But don't worry guys, we know you all are recent 12th graduates. So these group activities have been made in keeping mind your educational qualifications. After that, the selected candidates will move to round 3, the personal interview round, which is actually the final round. Here, panelists will have a one-on-one interaction with the selected candidates in which you'll be asked some questions about your form responses and previous experiences. And finally, the selected candidates will officially become the members of this RCS family after the declaration of final results on 12th of January. The timeline has been clearly shown on your screens. I would like to specify that this recruitment round is also open for the batch 2023, that is second year. Now, as the president of the of this society, I would like to announce something very special and which is happening for the very first time in Ramjas College, which can be actually your golden opportunity to get into RCS. But this special opportunity is only for our beloved freshers, that is, for batch 2024. RCS is organizing RCS Case Challenge 2021 to find young consultants in the college. As a part of this challenge, top 3 winners will get direct entry to the person interview round. Along with this, we'll be selecting 5 special mention performances who will get a chance to sit in group discussion round, but with a special advantage. To register for this case challenge, by this evening, or by 8 or 9 p.m., we'll be releasing a Google form, post to which interested candidates will receive a 2-page case study on their registered email addresses on 23rd of December. And they have to submit their solutions by 25th of December. Don't worry, even if you don't get selected as top 8 performers, you'll still get a chance to register yourself for the form shortlist on 28th of December. I know you all must be thinking about directly applying to the form. But, I want to highlight that this is RCS, which is actually known as the hardest society to crack in Ramjas. I'm not scaring you guys, just stating a fact. Along with this, I can assure you that this recruitment experience will actually help you in your future when you'll get a chance to sit for placements and internships. Also, we won't be looking for correct or right answers, we'll be just looking for right approach or structure. So don't forget to mention the reasons and assumptions for every particular point that you're going to mention in your answers. Other than this, you'll receive all the instructions in the mail along with the case on 23rd of December. Also, at the end, I would like to specify that we are not looking for numbers, we are looking for qualities. See you soon, juniors.
All right. So now the question is, what are the skills that we're looking for in you when we select you? So we know that most of you are just 12th grade pass out, so we don't expect you to have a quality skill set. However, we do expect you to have minimum skills which are relevant to our society. So the first skill is the spark to make an impact. You should be willing to cross your comfort zone and experiment new possibilities. This field of career requires a zeal to make an impact and an impression. The second is the ability to think innovatively. Now, since consulting is a field that requires you to give solutions to problems, it's necessary to understand the dynamic business environment so as to come up with innovative solutions and not just stick to traditional frameworks. The third one is special talent like video editing or graphic design. Now, this is not a compulsory skill to have. However, if you already excel in this field, you do get an upper hand. But as and when the society starts to function, you'll gradually learn this skill. The fourth one is basic aptitude. Having a basic aptitude is essential as companies like BCG, Reshaw have an aptitude test that needs to be cleared before you sit for the final interview. Now, aptitude basically tests your ability to think, like how sharp you are. So we don't expect all of you to have a brilliant aptitude, but we do expect you to solve basic data interpretation questions so that because analyzing data is very crucial in fields like consulting and related fields like investment banking. The fifth one is the ability to communicate clearly. Now, it's necessary to be able to communicate your thoughts in a way so that everyone understands them. We get that everyone belongs to a diverse set of backgrounds, and thus language will be a barrier. Hence, only valid arguments and structured thinking will be given the topmost priority. The sixth one is the logically driven mind. As mentioned above, logic is extremely crucial to crack real life problems. And the last one is the will to network and grow. Networking is very crucial in the corporate world, and some of you might be introverted and not feel comfortable talking to new people. And we get it because so were we. But the key is to have the will to change and to try and leave your comfort zone and explore new possibilities that RCS offers you. Now, we'll move on to the next segment, to the moment that we've waited for. But unfortunately, this part was covered in the last orientation, which was part 1. So we'll be showing you a video recording to introduce our speaker. He's a Ramjas alma mater. He emerged as a gold medalist at the college. While pursuing his BCom honors, he interned with major companies like Punjab and Sind Bank and Aditya Birla Capital. He then went on to pursue his master's from prestigious SP Jain Institute of Management and Research right after graduation. His incredible zeal earned him a spot among the dean's top 20 at SPJ IMR. He's now working at Nestle as a trainee in finance. We are truly exhilarated to have such an accomplished personality gracing our occasion. You may please play the video.
Doing good, and Ramjas is treating you nicely till here. So I won't be taking a lot of time. I'll just be first talking about my experience. Then I'll be talking to you guys about my association with the uh, consulting society. We'll really give you a small brief walkthrough about the world of finance. Then we'll come to consulting. Towards the end, I'll give you general gyan a little bit. I won't bore you, and then we can open for Q&A if that's fine with everyone. So, just like you guys, I came in 2016. I did my BCom honors from this college, and towards the start of the college, I was very excited. And within 2 months, I realized that okay, Ram, this is not going to open a lot of doors for me because I saw the placements. I saw that there weren't a lot of avenues where we can really develop our personality, develop our skills, at the same time meet good people. So what I did was I joined a lot of societies, just trying to find good people to talk to, and maybe learn something from the seniors who I felt were doing good in their fields and who I could look up to. So basically, I was really searching for mentors in my first year, and someone who I can replicate my path with, or someone who would help me out towards the later stages. So that is something why I joined a lot of societies. For everyone here, I was a part of Enactus. I was a part of the placement cell. I was part of the Commerce Society, and I was also the founding member of Finance and Investment Society of Ramjas. So I tried everything in Ramjas. But now that I look back, and I feel that if something like Consulting Society was really there, so I would have definitely given my shot at it. And I do realize that it's a very difficult society to get in, and it's something which if it was there, then it would have been so much more beneficial for me. So just telling you about my association with the Consulting Society, I think they have been doing some really nice work over the last 2 years. I am in constant touch with Surama and at the same time Chekshu. They have gotten pretty good mentors, and I can vouch that they'll be key in honing your skills, and at the same time ensuring that you are well prepared for that one interview shot that you get with your dream firm in the future. So now just talking about very briefly about finance. So I did my MBA in the field of finance. So after, I know a few roles which you guys can take up after finance. One thing is very lucrative and everyone talks about it is investment banking. So investment banking is typically what you do is you the providers of capital meet the people who need that capital. So investment bankers typically provide a bridge between them. At times they do indulge in identifying synergies for the same. So this is very brief investment banking. Then there's normal corporate banking, wherein let's say a batchmate of mine is serving a very top industrial conglomerate in India. Let's say they have an urgent requirement of 50 crores. So it's about managing liquidity, managing their long-term investment and needs. Then in finance, you can also go for consulting. Of course, most of the people after finance do often go to consulting, and a few lucky ones also go to private equity, which I think you guys should explore later, not right now. So we all saw the presentation that the Consulting Society gave us, and I think it provided us a very detailed overview about what consulting is and what you need for it. But I would just like to summarize the entire PPT, and I would say that only 2 skills are really needed in order to excel in consulting. The first would be definitely problem solving, having an open mind, seeing everything with a 360-degree view, and being creative while solving the problems. And the second one would be to communicate in a manner that is understandable to the client as well as to your team. So I think they all summed it up pretty well when they said that okay, communication is needed for enter to come to the consulting society. And I think that is what clients would be happy about, right? If you're communicating them at various intervals. So if someone asks you what consulting is all about, consulting is nothing but creating value for your client. Whenever you are in a position to create value, you are consulting someone, because your solutions are something which they have probably not tried or would probably be beneficial for them in the long term. Now, there are a lot of types of consulting which you guys covered very well. I just like to touch upon a few types and really talk to give you real life examples as to what my batchmates from SPJMR are doing. So let's say there is turnaround consulting. So there's a pharma player based in Ahmedabad who hasn't been recording a very nice structure over the last 3 years, and they've been losing it out to competitors. So how do they turn this around? So over here, his firm comes into play, and they'll be preparing a 1 year detailed document or the detailed plan as to how they can go about it, and they can fight in the changing world. Then I'll talk about finance consulting. So it's about a smaller FMCG player who wants to transform its finance processes as to how they purchase, how they make payments, how the entire value chain needs to be transformed because they're still relying on legacy systems. Over here, the transformation team comes into play. And there's public policy. So let's say the Delhi government is designing on a campaign for which I know one of the big three firms in consulting the Delhi government on a regular basis. So over there, you're trying to design a campaign for the entire city of Delhi using consultants. Then there's M&A and due diligence, of course. So let's say Alvarez and Marshall is a top consulting firm that does due diligence or maybe identifying targets for private equity firms. There's operations consulting, wherein Amazon may be engaging with operations consulting firms so that they can design their value chain in a manner so that the package reaches you in less than 12 hours. And of course, it's an emerging field of social ECG consulting, wherein companies are giving a lot of importance to the changing environment. You guys rightly talked about how consulting opens a lot of doors and what the exits mean. Once you are established with a good consulting firm, I think it opens doors for every industry where you want to go to. If you want to go for a marketing role, if you want to go in the world of PE, I think that doors are pretty open when you join a consulting company and you are doing fairly well at that firm for a while. So I think we've talked a lot about consulting. Now I'll just tell you as to how you can build your profile for consulting in the next 3 years, because there's a lot of options that you have, and you guys need to exercise it very carefully. So I'll just go by CV sections, which makes it very clear. The first section is ACADS, and I cannot adequately stress as to how important ACADS are for a consulting firm. I know a lot of you must feel that okay, पढ़ाई important नहीं है, हम लोग chill मार सकते हैं college में. Trust me, that is not the case, because it's one of the hygiene factors which every consulting firm is looking for. If you're a 7-pointer, do not expect to get shortlisted from a lot of consulting firms, because they need people who are academically as well as academically brilliant people who not only excel in ACADS but also in other areas. So that's something which I want to stress upon. I know you guys must have got a good score in 12th, so please carry on that momentum and do not leave your studies for now. The second is positions of responsibilities. So a lot of people wanted to ask as to, did joining different societies give me some sort of advantage? It definitely did, because I got a lot of positions of responsibilities. So what happens is that in a typical consulting shortlist, what the people who are shortlisting you are looking for is the spikes. That is, spikes are nothing but things that differentiate you from other candidates. Let's say if I am there and someone else is there, how am I better than that candidate? So for that, I think positions of responsibilities are needed. So do not restrict yourself to one or two things, but do if you're joining any society, or if you're joining the consulting club, ensure that you excel in that, so that you have a very good POR and you're able to talk about it in the interview process, and at the same time you've done something for the society, so that it gives an interviewer an idea that okay, you do take initiatives, you are a candidate who will do good in a team environment, and at the same time you'll be someone who will drive the organization forward. So that is what POR communicates to us. The third thing is, a lot of people wanted to know about internships. So at that time, in 2016-17, it was hard to find internships because there were not a lot of startups that were giving us internships, good startups, and good companies also restricted Ramjas from getting internships. But these days, I think with LinkedIn, it's very easy to find internships, and it has, from a desirable skill, I think it has become a hygiene factor. So just do not do an internship for the sake of interning, but do find meaningful internships. And if you get it with a brand, well and good, but do not limit yourself that, okay, I just need a stamp. No, you need to find internships that will add some value to your CV as well as to your personality and knowledge domain. I think that is very important for you. And the last thing which comes in a CV is the EC activities, the competition that you do. We all saw that they have 40 plus accolades, the consulting society, in the last 2 years, I think. So I think that really helps, because when you're engaging in any competition, you not only increase your knowledge base, but at the same time you develop a knack for public speaking, along with thinking in a different direction. So please do not miss out on competitions. DU offers a lot of competitions in place, so please do participate accordingly. So over here, I would just like to say that if you do decide to make a good CV after 3 years, and you have everything ticked, now comes a part wherein you're setting up interviews for yourself. Over here, Consulting Society also comes into play, because they will teach you how to network. They will teach you how to network on LinkedIn, at the same time on different portals, because being a good candidate is one thing, and finding the right opportunities, finding the right people is another. And I think that is more important than building a good profile, because I know people who aren't that bright, but they are in good places because they know how to network and they can talk to people very well. That is communication. I think these two virtues will take you guys a long way, a very long way. Over here, someone also asked me whether non-commerce people can join consulting or not, and if it's a good career choice for them. I'll be honest, most of the consultants are engineers. They're not from commerce background. And at the same time, I do know people who done psychology honors in their DU and then straight away joined BCG as in a consulting profile. So profile is something which is not at all important. You just need 2 skills, that are problem solving and good communication skills, and that's it. And you don't need anything else for consulting. So over here, I think a brief overview is clear to all about consulting. Chekshu, if that's fine now, I think a lot of people ask me on questions about CAT and CFA and CS. Should I move on to that?
Yes, Shivam, I think I do. Though RCS will be also covering at the end such points, but I think you can also take up such questions.
Sure. So a question was that if CS, CFS, and CS help you in consulting, I think if you want to do consulting, then it doesn't matter what degree you're doing. As it is, if you have gone through all the merit holders in CA final, do get a direct call from top consulting firms directly. But at the same time, if you're not a ranker, it does not open a lot of doors. CA. I'm not very sure about CS and CS, because I don't have people who I know went to consulting after CS. And CFA is a little is a degree which is inclined towards core finance. There are people in consulting who do CFA, but not a lot as of now. Then people ask me about CAT, when to prepare and how to prepare. I personally started preparing in the month of October, so that is around 14 months before CAT. And if any time is sufficient, which depends solely upon the individual, they just need to ensure that the syllabus is completed in a reasonable time, let's say 6-7 months before. And at the same time, you are doing a lot of mocks and analyzing the same, and you'll sail through CAT. That is not an issue. MBA from abroad or India, that is entirely up to you. If your long-term goal is to settle abroad, definitely go for an MBA in abroad. Even if you want to come back to India, just weigh the costs which you will be paying for an MBA abroad. And if you want to work for a few years and then come back to India, that is also fine. but it's a little expensive. So that's why I wanted to settle in India, make a long-term career in India only. So that's why I did not consider doing an MBA in abroad. However, you guys can definitely work towards it, and I think most schools require an experience of 3 to 5 years after BCom or whatever degree you're doing right now. So just be mindful about that. Yeah, that's it. The last advice which I would like to give all of you present over here is that always be humble whenever you're interacting with someone, whenever you're interacting with professors, with companies. Always be humble, because knowledge knows no bounds, and you will be in a position to learn regardless of what you're doing. So always learn, keep an open mindset, and be humble about it. Do not brag about what you know, because there are a lot of things that you don't know, and you will be learning them in the process. So just be humble, be open to opportunities, and I wish you all a very best of luck for the next 3 years, and you'll enjoy a lot.
Thank you, Anushri. I think you can take up now.
Uh, all right, so now I'd like to introduce Raghavendra, who's a general advisor of our society. He'll be shedding more light on this topic and we'll be taking up more questions later on, along with the core.
Thank you, Anushri. Well, I won't be taking much of your time. I think, even Shivam has already covered most of the points and the prior members as well. So I would be just taking out time to give out a couple of clarifications. First of all, like you were able to interpret from the recorded message as well, we are actually open to students or college members from any course whatsoever. So even if you are pursuing, say, a non-BCom honors or a non-statistics or non-economics undergraduate course, that is equally well with us. You are welcome. And apart from that, I think though the name of the society suggests probably that we are a more consulting oriented one, but we are equally happy to have, say, finance enthusiasts as well. So even if you have got different career arcs, for example, probably you might be interested in pursuing a CA or a CS, a CMA, or even actuarial, even then you can apply for the society, because at the end of the day, I said this in slot one as well, we are looking to develop the domain of consulting as a skill set for the members who finally are able to join RCS, and not as a profession. So it's equally fine with us whether you are pursuing an MBA or not. You can still apply for the society, and at the end of the day, I can vouch for this. I mean, the society will definitely add to your skill set. It will definitely prove to be a value addition. So whatever you may do afterwards, it will definitely help you in any walk of life that you may choose to go into. So I think with that sort of point, we are a very diverse, varied group of people. We actually have members who are pursuing core finance courses as well. Most of them, though, are doing an MBA, but that's not to say. I mean, we have got people who are pursuing CS as well, CA. So a lot of diversity amongst our members. And at the same time, I think apart from the fact that we'll definitely be looking to build upon the members that we take in after the recruitment process, but before that, it's very important to be creative. I would rather have a member who's creative, who has this sort of zeal to learn about all the major different varied aspects of consulting, rather than someone who can just cram up the frameworks and present solutions. I mean, it's very important to have a mind which is open to different sort of views. It's very important to have that leadership quality, because consulting in its generic sense is very team oriented. So until and unless you don't have that skill of working with a lot of people together, you will definitely feel problems, or you will definitely not be able to build a successful career in the field of consulting as such. So it would be very important for us that all of you know how to work in a team and know how to probably understand the opinions and views of others as well. So we will be looking to actually hire listeners rather than speakers, because I mean, trust me, a lot of people can speak, but only those who have the capacity to probably take in the good things from the others are the ones who are able to probably better their solutions with the help of the views and opinions received by them from others. So these are some of the skill sets that we'll be looking. Apart from that, again, I would just like to stress upon the case challenge, which was mentioned in the beginning of the orientation. Well, take my word, it's definitely going to be one of the toughest, probably challenges you will face in your early college life. And trust me, if any of you are able to get into the top three or even in the top 5, 10 of that case challenge, then you are definitely one of amongst the best in the DU circuit. And I'm not talking about Ramjas, I'm talking about the Delhi University as a whole. So trust me, submit the solution of that challenge, that competition with full sincerity. It will definitely help you to level up your skill set. And trust me, I mean, if you are able to get into the society via the means of that competition, then you are amongst the best. And that means a lot. I mean, that should be a really great kickstart to your college life in general. So please take and please give due respect to that. Please take care of that. Apart from that, we are already done with the details regarding as to when the recruitment process will begin and when the other formalities will follow. We would also be having a Q&A round after I've spoken. I mean, we can begin it in a couple of minutes from now on. So whatever queries you have, you can probably you can just probably unmute. So you can probably type them in the chat box, so then we can answer that as well.
Right. So for the very first question, Aryan, as we have mentioned, okay. So as Shiva mentioned, that the 4 things that are required for any CVS, your ACADS, your PORs, your WorkX. As of now, you guys don't have any WorkX, so there will be 3 columns that we are judging upon. First one would be your ACADS, 10th and 12th score of your at your school time, as well as second thing would be your PORs in school, even if you have been a sports captain or even if you have been the school captain, that will be also including along with the head girl and head boy thing. Extracurricular activity section, in which you can include all the stuff like your debate competitions, sport competitions, even dance and singing are also welcome, because we believe in diversity and we believe in all types of achievements. So you can mention all types of your academic as well as extracurricular achievements in your CV. Vinay, for the case study, you will be releasing a new form tonight. We'll be probably sharing that on our social media handles, as well as we'll be sharing that with you guys on your WhatsApp groups. So you can register using that particular form, and after that, post to which we'll be sharing the case study on 23rd of December. Yes, Aryan will be having every type of session in the society, from profile building to CV building as well as LinkedIn profile. We have a special department called Outreach Department, Corporate Outreach Department, which will be taking sessions on LinkedIn profile building as well as CVs. Also, we have different types of mentors who actually vet your CVs, and you can get your CV screened at the end of your final year or maybe second year. Lakshita, I guess you joined late, but yeah, I can ask Anushri. Anushri, can you explain the role of every department if you are here? Again, for the
yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are basically 5 departments in RCS. The first one is the training department. So the main function of training department is to conduct different sessions on and different skills, like maybe it can be soft skills like MS Excel and PowerPoint, different sessions on finance. Now we know that connections hold a lot of importance in the corporate world, which is why ISIS provides a mini replica to give you the adequate amount of exposure. So we have firstly the corporate outreach department, which focuses on bringing live projects by interacting with various startups. Second, we have the partnership and sponsorship department, which focuses on contacting student-run organizations and which enhances your negotiation skills. The third one, we have the external operations department, and that involves conducting mentorship sessions for the members as well as for the non-members by bringing in people who excel in their own field. And lastly, we have the research and marketing department, and it's pointed towards the social media presence of our society. So it also helps members work on research papers, articles, etc. So these are essentially the 5 departments of RCS. I hope that answers your question.
Also, adding to the point that you can't select your department yourself, will be asking for your preferences when you'll get into the society, but still the department allocation remains in the hands of senior members and the core team. So I think you'll be just asked to fill a preference form in which you can select your favorite departments. Anshit, by 21st of December, we'll be uploading the recording after making some edits and doing some of the part. Then we'll upload the video recording of the session on our official YouTube channel, The Ramjas Consulting Society. Sana, for this particular question, yes, even if you don't get selected in the top 8 performers of the RCS case challenge, you'll be allowed to fill the regular entry form that will be released on 28th of December. But the top 8 performers won't be allowed to fill that form again. So our team will get into touch with these top 8 selected members. They can't fill that form again. Sorry, Ved, I didn't get your question. How can you become part of your society? Aryan, I am also from Statistics Honors, first of all. So we have a special sub-department under Training and Development, which is known as Business Analytics Department. So it's not just restricted to consulting. If you have any of the aspirations of following business analytics as your future career, so we'll be having different types of sessions related to that, from business acumen part to supply chain management, supply chain analytics, including sessions on MX Excel, because I'll be very honest, as a statistics student, what you're going to learn in Stats Honors in terms of MX Excel will be beginners level and statistics intermediate level. But there are a lot of things you won't be getting a chance to learn advanced MS Excel, which you'll get in which RCS will help you. So we are not restricted to commerce or economics only. We provide different types of facilities to maths and stats honor students. I'm a student of stats honors. I think this is the same question just I've answered with that we have a separate department. Sorry, Aryan, we can't answer this question that how can one acquire important positions in RCS, because that depends upon your performance for 2 years. First year as well as the second year. After that, the senior core members decide your position, and actually that is very end. So I believe that you'll get to know when you'll get in the society. Aman, you don't need necessarily any prior knowledge of MS Excel or MS PowerPoint. We teach everything, but just be honest with us that you don't have any prior knowledge. For every participant or attendee who is going to obviously register for the society, please be honest with us. We'll be teaching you from ABC of consulting to advanced level, not even advanced, but intermediate level as well. So stay honest with us. That is very important. Aryan, there are 2 types of competitions that are organized in RCS. First of all, one is RCS intra-SOC session, which is only restricted for the members of RCS. And some of the competitions that we organize are open for everyone, from Ramjas College to Dew Circuit, as well as some of the B schools in India. So surely you can apply in our annual fest, that is Consultenza. We'll be organizing Consultenza soon, maybe March first week or February end. So stay tuned for that as well. Lakshita, no, none of these GD topics will be on consulting or finance. They require just basic problem solving and logical skills. You'll be able to crack every topic in the group activity. Okay, Richa, about the case challenge. We are going to release a form by tonight in which you can register. After registering for that, you'll be receiving a 2-page or 3-page case study on 23rd of December. After solving that case study, you have to send us by 25th of December. Top 3 winners will get direct entry to the final round, that is the personal interview round. And top 5 special mention performances will get a chance to sit for the GDs, but with a special advantage. That will be only told to those 5-star performers what is their special advantage. So if you want to participate, you can register using the form that will be released tonight. Other than this, you'll be getting all the instructions in the mail along with the case on 23rd of December. No, Lakshita, we are not looking for any type of special skills like graphic designing or editing, but still, if you have such type of skills, you can fill that option in the registration form that will be released on 28th of December. Other than that, we usually organize sessions about Canva, Adobe Illustrator, MS PowerPoint in our society, which is headed under the Department of Research and Marketing. So we'll prepare you for everything. Aryan, can you please be specific? Are you from science background or from humanities background? Although it doesn't matter, all the 3 streams are open. Some of our team members are from science background, some are from humanities, as well as we have crowd from commerce. So We can help you with everything. You just need basic aptitude based knowledge and logical and analytical skills. You'll be able to crack the GD or PI. So you don't need any type of special commerce based background for this. Sanya, we usually ask for the rating in our form, that at what rate you want rate this particular skill, so you can be honest with us. Do we have any more questions? Otherwise, I don't think so that there is anything important. We'll be just releasing a single form tonight for our CS case challenge. You can register if you want to participate in that particular challenge. No. The case study will be very general, and any person from any background will be able to crack that. Our case designers will keep in mind that the members coming from non-finance commerce backgrounds can also solve that. But I'm telling this again, that we are not looking for right or correct answers. We are looking for right approach / structure. So please mention any reason or assumptions that you are using while solving the case. Other than this, all the instructions will be mentioned in the case itself. Thank you so much, Aryan. Do we have any more questions? Okay. Yeah, Sanya, today we'll be only releasing the forms for the case challenge. The general recruitment form will be released. It's not general. I mentioned this earlier. It's not general, but it is unique in itself. But yeah, the general recruitment form will be released on 28th of December. I think for the graphic designing, do we have Kalrav Sharma here? Kalrav, can you take up this question? This is particularly, if it's it possible, or someone from R&M department. Can you take this session from Jyotiramoy? I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Shobit, yeah, Tushar, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so for this question, actually, we don't look for much professional knowledge at this moment. But yes, for graphic designer, we can consider that. Moreover, we'll be able to, we can work on it, on your skills and all, so that you become more and more better in that. But you can still mention that you have done it for several times, and we can look into it. Yeah.
Richa, there are several types of structures that can be used in consulting. So we are not looking for consulting specific structures. So you can use any type of structure. From the structure, we mean that you should mention all the reasons while answering the recommendations. All types of assumptions that you are making, why you are using this particular number for this reason. So these type of things will be included in the structure / approach. So with what type of challenges, that depends upon the person, how they are not able to how they are not ready for the challenges. For the recruitment process, there will be several types of challenges that you'll face, and will be only these type of challenges will only be released at the time of the recruitment process. We won't be leaking any information, but you can still ask for the helps or any type of questions or doubts from our members. But we are still mentioning you don't need any prior knowledge. Yes, Prashant, absolutely. You can apply next year as well. This recruitment is also open for the batch of 2023. Sorry, wait. Raghav, would you like to take Karishma's answer? Karishma's question, please.
Yeah, sure. A basic knowledge about PowerPoint, Excel. I would just like to answer this in a brief manner. Well, basically, the knowledge can be classified into three categories. So, beginners, intermediate, and if you specialize in it. Now, having a basic understanding of the question, I think you just know about the basics. So, you can mention it in your CV that I have got a beginner's knowledge of about all these. But at the same time, I mean, if it's such basic that even a sixth or seventh class kid would know that, then I think there's no point mentioning it. But if you have a bit of a grip about the Excel formulas, or if you know about a bit about advanced PowerPoint, or if you know about those special power PPT developing skills, then you can mention it. But if it's really basic, then it doesn't make a difference. I mean, it's equivalent to filling space in your CV. So if it's something which you probably all right can say that this could be a differentiating factor if compared to my peers, then you can mention it. Otherwise, like I said, if it's really basic, then I mean it's equivalent to mentioning it or not mentioning it. So yeah. I think we are almost done with the questions now.
For the last question, for the Lina's question, the case forms will be shared on every our social media as well as on your WhatsApp groups, class groups, as well as the common RCS orientation group that we have.
And we can't give hints of challenge, even if you probably write a couple of Z's more in your please, then also we won't be able to give you that. Sorry. Anurag has a question. I guess Tushar can answer this one of Anurag Sengars.
Okay, yeah, for video editing, actually, if you have done the basic video editing, but you're not familiar with the platform, any video editing platform, so it's a very basic so part we won't consider it. But if you have basic knowledge about any video editing platform, like DaVinci Resolve or Filmora, that would be beneficial. Yeah, you can mention that.
I guess I can add on to this point. So you can mention the level of proficiency that you have. You can rate yourself in the form, and it just depends on how well you can communicate the skill that you have. If you clear the GD, you can actually communicate it to our seniors during the interview as well. So really not something to worry about.
Can any senior consultant share their number so that people interested can reach out to you for the group link? Sorry, we can't share this publicly. However, you can reach out to our senior consultants. They'll add you in that particular group. You can reach out to Akshat Agrawal on his contact and he'll add you in that particular group. Yeah, also guys, you can add the portfolio if ever you have worked on any of the poster in terms of designing or any type of video. You can just upload it on Drive and share the global link with us. We'll check your portfolio. I think we are done with the questions. Thank you so much everyone for attending the slot 2. And at the end, I would like to apologize again, but it was a technical situation. Thank you so much for bearing with us and attending the slot 2. Thank you so much. Looking forward to your entries in the case challenge as well as the main recruitment. Thank you so much and all the best everyone.
Thank you for watching the video. Do subscribe our channel for more such videos.